celebrations that are going on next weekend for Juneteenth. We're having our own little one here on Sunday. Eva June is going to be doing the service. She is going to be sharing with us her family's history as it relates to the Loving versus Virginia Supreme Court case that was won by Richard and Mildred Loving. And earlier in, I think, 1958, they had been arrested because they had the audacity to enter into an interracial. And in about 30 states, if you married someone outside of your race, that also included indigenous people or Oriental people, or people of the Chinese, Japanese heritage, thank you, Asian heritage, you could be arrested because you were committing a crime. They won that 7, and very happy to hear what Eva June has to share with us next Sunday. Please do come.
If we could read in unison the words from the order of service. We light this flame to remind us love is the center. As we grow and connect, mature and deepen, love is our center. When the light of truth burns all else away, love endures. Okay, and today's opening words are by J.E. Abernathy, Jr. We affirm that love is our greatest purpose. Accepting one another is the truest form of faithful living. The search for truth is our constant star. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to find hope in times of fear, and to live out our Unitarian Universalist values every day as a beloved community. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all that is sacred in life. And just so you know that some of the music has been changed today, so you'll catch on. Oh, okay. The opening hymn is in the Teal Book, and it is number 1021, Lean on Me. Our words of affirmation: love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. The offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and to these people. It is as much a ritual as singing together, lighting our chalice, or reciting our affirmation. Thank you. Now is the time in our service when we share our joys coming up, and please, if you could state your name, that would be helpful.
Randy, this is for the joy that happened around midnight, where there was a sense of community and excitement, and this stone is actually for Brunson.
I'm Susan Johnson. My joy is that we have Carolyn Holstein, not just being the worship associate, she's leading the service. She planned it, and that is a special joy. I also wanted to express a sorrow for Eva June Roberts. She has not been able to come here for the last 2 Sundays and today because she's with her sister, who is not doing well physically, trying to figure out how to get the care she needs. But she will definitely be here next week, and we all should be very excited about her sharing such a personal story about her personal experience with civil rights.
I would like to extend well wishes for the summer for Nancy Wisman, who will be leaving next week. And she won't be back until, I think, September, so we will miss Nancy.
Okay, Sherry Smith, and we're very excited in our family because tomorrow is a big day. We're having one of my grandchildren, who's a doctor, will be delivering twins tomorrow by cesarean. Thank you. And it's a boy and a girl.
stone of joy and invitation. As you know, Mary James and I are your delegates to General Assembly this year, which starts 4 o'clock this afternoon, and it will complete next Sunday. As you know, the Sunday service is open to everyone, is the business calendar. And they did something a little different this year. All of the business agenda has been consolidated into tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And you're all welcome to see it. All you need to do is go on org or just Google it, the 2026 UUA-GA, very simple. And you're welcome to attend that. Next Sunday, I hope that you attend service here. We are planning to watch the Sunday service sometime in August? In August. So Mary James and I are going to be giving you little snippets along the way so that you don't get bored to tears when you come to watch the wonderful Sunday service that's going to be shown. So a couple of stones. And because I'm up here, this is for all of you, all of us, and all of the greater us and those that cannot be with us. Sorry to the Andersons, I changed the words a little bit. They always gave us that.
I want to drop a stone of sorrow and concern. Charlotte has bronchitis, and we need to be very concerned. Thank you.
I'd use the mic, but I'm too loud. David Markell, Amnesty International has issued a 140-page paper documenting ethnic cleansing on the West Bank by Israel illegal settlers and their soldiers. There's one for the West Bank, one for the Palestinians living in Gaza, and for the people of Lebanon.
Someone much wiser than me suggested that on today, that guy that lives in the White House is celebrating his birthday with this ridiculous, ultimate fight club thing. I think one of the worst things about it is that the participants are going to be weighed in on the steps where Martin Luther King delivered the I Have a Dream speech. And to me, that's just yet another egregious atrocity. And someone wiser than me suggested this is a great day if you have social media to flood it with pictures of Barack Obama, which I have already done. And I hope those of you, do something.
Let us remember there are many joys and sorrows that go unspoken for many reasons. But we are not alone as we hold one another in our This reading is by Becca Morse. We're sitting at the kitchen table where my niece is telling me about her day at work. One of her coworkers went through a breakup. In a collective effort to lift her spirits, her coworkers encouraged each other with a call and response chant. One would call, "I am," and everyone else would respond, "An independent woman. I am an independent woman," all day long, peppered between customers, cheering each other up and cheering each other on, taking a sad moment in life, acknowledging it, and turning it around to proclaim and celebrate what we can be. I'm enjoying the story, and then my niece says to me, "I was thinking about you all day." I blink. Wait, what? I have no idea what she's talking about. My niece reminds me of a day 6 months earlier when she was in a similar place, and I gave her those words. When I asked her to loudly and repeatedly proclaim, "I am an independent woman," I gave her the mantra to hold on to remind herself of a truth: I am. She took that truth and embodied it, passed it along when a friend needed it. I like to think that it will get passed along again to someone who needs help remembering that they're powerful. I believe it is both a blessing and a curse of humanity that we will never truly understand how we affect each other. We can't know that the retail clerk we snipped at became grumpy and then snipped at a chain of other customers or her children, and eventually someone had a meltdown because we forgot breakfast and were hangry. But we also can't know that the person we smiled at, the random stranger we complimented, was encouraged and started a long chain of day-brightening smiles, compliments, and cheer. We don't know the negative impact we have on the world, and we don't know the positive impact either. We simply move through the world doing our best and hoping that we did more good than bad, or at least balanced it out. So right now, I would like to introduce someone who has brought way more good into this world than bad. So Tia Fulford is the founder and executive director of the Butterfly Effect Project. Tia's bio can be found in the order of service, but I wanted to tell you about the parts of Tia that we have seen. Tia started the Butterfly Effect Project with a small number of girls, and in just over 10 years, it has grown to 700 boys and girls now. Every time we see Tia at the agency headquarters or receive an update from her, she is doing more and encouraging others to do the same. She hasn't stopped at the task of mentoring and challenging young people here in Suffolk County. The youth are doing dance routines, training and encouraging their younger butterflies. Their new space is welcoming in the community to Juneteenth and 4th of July celebrations. They are providing food to whoever may be in need. Recently, the Butterfly Effect Project was one of the stops for the Rural and Migrant Ministries Caravan of Empathy. Tia welcomed all, fed the crowd, and spoke with everyone. As we told a friend before arriving, Tia is a force. We are blessed to have her with us here today.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So when I got the invite to speak, originally I wanted to bring along some butterflies, but due to a lot of political change and stipulations with government contracts and grants, we had to change that, which left me telling myself, okay, I'll just speak. And then when Carolyn reached out, she gave me a charge, and she sent over the logo. And it gave me an opportunity to sit down with myself and to think about exactly what I wanted to say. using the words from your logo, I had to sit with myself and think about how does those words impact myself, my community, and the youth that I serve. So today, with your words, with the direction of Miss Carolyn, I present to you Love in Action, the words that build a nation. Today is Flag Day, a day where we are supposed to be celebrating a symbol, a piece of fabric stitched together by stars and stripes. But I have been thinking a lot lately about what holds a nation together, because it is not the cloth. It is not borders nor politics. It is not even agreement. It is values. When I look at the words of your logo, I stop for a moment. Transformation, justice, equity, interdependence, generosity, pluralism, beautiful words, powerful words, necessary words. But words are funny things. Words can live on websites, be printed on banners, and hang on walls. Words can be recited in mission statements, but what only matters, the true essence of a word, is when that word is turned into action. And I sat with those words, and I kept asking myself, what is the root of all of those words? What is the thing underneath all of them? What makes transformation possible? What makes justice worth pursuing? What makes equity necessary? What allows us to embrace pluralism instead of fearing it? What inspires generosity? And the answer that I kept coming back with was love. Not soft love, the ones that teenagers have, or the convenient love when you pop into your grandmother's house after your parents make you get out the car. Not love when it's easy because it's Valentine's Day and you spent a lot of money. No, courageous love. The kind of love that changes people. The kind of love that changes communities. Sorry, my paper's stick. This kind of love, this is the only kind of love that can change a nation, because it's the kind of love that changed me. You see, I'm standing here today, but the truth is I was never supposed to be here, at least not according to my statistics. According to my zip code I grew up in, according to the systems I was born into, according to what the world expected of me, I come from a place where scarcity is normal, a place where survival often became before even dreaming, a place where hope was a dangerous feeling to have, where dreaming too big could leave you disappointed, or worse, homeless. I come from a place where many people were simply trying to make it through another day. We were not trying to strive. We were trying to survive. And when in that environment is around you, you begin to believe all those things, all those stipulations, all those hurts, they become your reality. You begin to believe that the world has already decided who you are and who you are supposed to be. But then something incredible happened. People, strangers, weirdos, I guess, they just started showing up and loving me. Not because I earned it, not because I deserved it, not because they were trying to save me, but because they saw something in me before I could see it in myself. Teachers, mentors, friends, neighbors, community members, people who extended a hand, people who created access, people who challenged my thinking, people who exposed me to possibilities I did not know existed, people who helped wipe away all the mud that life had piled onto me, not because they transformed me, but because they helped reveal the transformation that was already waiting inside of me. And see, I think that matters. Because sometimes when we talk about helping people, we accidentally position ourselves as saviors. But transformation is not about saving people. Transformation is about seeing people. It is about reminding people of who they already are. It is about creating opportunities for them to become what they are always capable of becoming. Justice is not about saving people. Justice is about removing barriers. Equity is not about giving people special treatment. Equity is recognizing that not everyone starts from the same place. Interdependence is understanding that my success is tied to yours. Generosity is believing that there is enough for all of us. Pluralism is recognizing that difference is not a threat. Difference is actually a gift. And love is what makes all of that possible. Today, we live in a world where judgment has become easy. We judge people before we know them. We assume what they believe. We assume what they eat. We assume what music they enjoy. We assume what languages they speak. We assume who they voted for. We assume what they need. We assume what they can contribute. And every assumption creates distance. Every assumption creates division. Every assumption prevents us from being and seeing the humanity standing right there in front of us, begging to stand beside of us. Love asks us to be curious instead. Love asks us to listen, to learn, to be transformed by the people that we encounter. Because transformation is not something that only happens once. It's a lifelong practice. At 42 years old, but like easy 42, not hard 42, guys. I am still transforming. I am still learning. I am still discovering things about myself, and I am still healing. I am still growing. For most of my life, everything I wanted was for someone else, for my children, for my community, for my family, for the young people I serve at the Butterfly Effect Project, for the people whose voices are often ignored. And lately, I have been learning something new. I have been learning that it is okay to want something for myself as well. But I am worthy of growth too. But I am worthy of transformation too. And maybe some of you need that reminder today as well. A few months ago, I traveled back to Sierra Leone. It was a journey that changed my life moving forward. While I stood there on Bunce Island, I stood in a place where human beings were held before being forced onto ships, a place where families were separated, names were erased, unimaginable pain unfolded. And standing there, I find myself asking, what do we do with a history like this? How do we ask the world to move forward from a history like this? How do we heal what feels impossible to heal? And then I just thought about the amazement of grace, amazing grace. I thought about John Newton, a man who once participated in the slave trade, a man who eventually came face to face with the truth of what he had done, a man who was transformed. And from that transformation came words that have traveled across centuries. Amazing grace. How sweet the sound. Sorry. What moves me about this story is not perfection. It is possibility. It is a reminder that people can change, communities can change. And if communities can change, nations can change. The question is not whether transformation is possible. The question is whether we are willing to participate in it, whether we are willing to love change, whether we are willing to let justice challenge us, whether we are willing to let equity stretch us, whether we are willing to let pluralism teach us, whether we are willing to let generosity guide us, whether we are willing to recognize our interdependence, because the future we are hoping for will not be built by people who agree on everything. It will not be built by people who choose love anyway. It will be built on the people who lets love choose you. So, on this Flag Day, my invitation is simple. Do not just admire these words, live them. Let them guide how you vote, how you spend your money, how you raise your children, how you treat your neighbors, how you welcome strangers, how you advocate for justice, how you create opportunities for others, how you show up in the world. Because the most patriotic thing that we can do is not simply just a wave of flag, it is become the kind of people who makes its promise real. Transformation, justice, equity, interdependence, generosity, pluralism, rooted in love, lived through in action, and shared with the world. Have your grace. Let your grace be amazing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Once blind, but now I see. Thank you.
We join together now in a time of meditation, spoken at first, and then for a time in the peace that silence brings. As we enter into silence, we remember the many connections that sustain and uplift us through this religious community. We remember those who preceded us, whose contributions built a free faith. We remember those around us whose continuing care in thought and deed is an ongoing blessing in our lives, keeping the dream of free religion alive in our time. We remember those who will follow us, who will inherit the work of our hand and hearts. In the silence now, we sit surrounded by these many connections, visible and invisible, that remind us every day that we are not alone. We will now sing together our closing hymn, number 205, Amazing Grace. The closing words are by Carrie Holly Hurt. Love holds you. Love bears witness to all your inherent dignity and worthiness. It witnesses how you try, succeed, and fail, and it does not flinch. Love will not let go. Love holds all of you. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Okay, we're now going to sing. If anyone would like to join in with Lauren, we're just going to do the first two voices of Lift Every Voice and sing number 149. And you can stay seated.